run down the street and do cartwheels.
My liquor pick of the week.
Liquor? I don't even know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So good. Damn it, Wendy.
Get rid of my hairy balls.
When are we hanging out?
People accuse me for having a set of balls on me.
It almost tastes like a spiked coffee.
Yeah, it's delicious, right?
I feel like I'm watching a drama unfold.
I didn't get my balls lasered off.
Oh, I'm gonna gag. I have to contain my crazy a little bit.
Tales over cocktails.
Tales over cocktails. So let's get it on.
You're listening to Tales Over Cocktails.
Danielle, are you on the toilet?
No, I'm in my living room.
It looks like you're in the
sitting
bathroom.
on the toilet.
No. I wish my toilet was this nice.
I mean, listen, if your bathroom looked that nice, I'd be over to shit every day.
Come on over and take a shit. But
Have you
I
ever
never.
done a Zoom? Have you ever done a Zoom on the toilet?
No way.
People are doing that.
I did Microsoft Teams, but I had my video off.
Well, you hope you had it off.
Oh my god.
But did you see the woman that was on a Zoom call and she went and used the bathroom and she peed in front of everybody?
Oh,
See,
was
that
that because
would
she
be
put the
my
computer
luck.
down? I think she put the computer down. What up, Wes?
Hello.
Hi, Wesley.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Of course we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, just making sure.
That's like the most used phrase of 2020.
Can you hear me? Do you
Can you
see
hear
me?
me now?
Do you see me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
What?
Huh? What?
Huh?
Danielle, I broke out the...
Guess what? I got my glass. I went in the office on Saturday and I got it. I should go.
Good.
You know, next time you go there, I should ask you to go get mine. Mine's in my locker. I'll give you my combination.
Oh, okay, baby. Give me your combo.
I forgot which glass did you give us again?
Wes.
The one that
This one?
Wendy's drinking out of? Yeah.
Wes is drinking out of it too.
I have mine. Should I go get it?
No,
I
because
don't
I'm
have-
the only
No, 'cause
odd
then
man
Astra's gonna
out.
fill it
Alright.
out.
Mine's
I'll
dirty,
go
so.
get it.
I mean, I have something similar, just no writing on it.
Okay, fair enough. So how is everyone's week? Can you believe we're doing this 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
I'm
proud of
so
us.
excited.
So
my
proud
God.
of us. Guess what I got in the mail?
Oh boy.
Stop. I heard
Wes's favorite person.
she has spilled so much tea in that. I need to read that when you're done.
Yeah, it is so good. The Audible one is like, I've been listening on Audible and I had to stop because I was getting so emotional. That's
Wait, you're listening and not reading, or are you reading along while listening?
So, no, I'm just listening, but I bought the book because there's pictures in it.
Oh, there's pitches.
And then in the Audible, she sings, and the songs that she's written, she talks about the songs, the stuff that happened in her life.
Is she really
Sorry,
singing though?
Helicopter.
I hear that. I'm like, who's that coming from? Not
Did
me.
you hear that alternative song that she was like, or she had an alternative album she was going to release?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How
Really?
things could have gone so differently.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know something crazy about her? One of my good friends who's a producer actually did a lot of her music in the way beginning.
Really?
Yep.
Can I talk to them? I would love to hear some tea.
He's got a lot of tea, trust me.
It was like the Tommy Mottola days, right?
That's one of his best friends, actually.
Wow. All right, before we do anything, we should probably cheers. It's been a while.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should.
We all have
should.
something, Wesley?
I'm drinking seltzer.
You and I
Oh, you're
matched
such
today.
a wuss.
I haven't really been drinking, so.
Fine. 1,
To
2,
be together.
3. Cheers.
Cheers.
What's everybody drinking?
I'm drinking Tito's with Hal's black cherry seltzer.
Okay. Wendy?
My favorite.
I am
drink.
drinking a cider. It's by Stella Artois.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know they made cider, but they do.
I'm just doing my Malibu pineapple.
Oh, you
Wesley?
Mandarin seltzer.
Hey,
Wait,
refreshing.
you see the can?
Yes. Oh, you want to see the can?
Yeah.
Just a polar.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
It's good. It's good stuff.
I love
Polar
those.
seltzer is delicious. I love that too. I
Mm.
have Hal's here, but Polar is top notch.
Polar is good.
So guys, in about 2 hours, you know who I'm going to go see?
Who?
Do you remember Chris Silva and Mags?
Yes. Are you getting their hot sauce?
Yes, how did you know?
Oh my God. They were talking about that to me too not too long ago, but I know we can't really meet with anyone at that moment. So they were like,
Right.
when we can start meeting up. I'm surprised you're going to meet them, Wendy.
I know.
Listen, not going very far. But I was posting what I made for lunch yesterday. I don't know if you saw. I had some scrambled eggs for lunch.
And you
a
used
side
Frank's
salad,
Red Hot.
which I put that shit on everything. But
I heard that
immediately,
once or twice.
immediately I get a message from Chris. And he's like, hey, you know, my wife and I make this incredible hot sauce. We'd love for you to try it. And I said, oh, I would love that. Do you sell it? Do you ship it off of a website? Like, what's the deal? And I found out that Maggie actually works in Forest Hills.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Although I'm in a red zone right now, I am going to mask up and hazmat suit myself up, and I'm going to meet her at the bagel store, which is literally 2 steps away from my apartment building. So, yeah, she's going to be finishing up work right in the area, and I'm going to go meet with her. So that'll be awesome because she didn't actually get to come to the studio that one time.
No.
Right. When he came to get my coquito.
Yeah, friend of the show. And I want to give a shout out to their hot sauce company, which is called Silva Bullet.
I know.
I
Like their last name, Silva,
like that
Silva. And I'm going to try it. They said that if I like the green sauce from Tucasa, that I'll really like this. I'm very excited.
I guess
Really? Oh my goodness. You know what? It's
Friend of the
crazy
show.
'cause I've been dying to try it too. I remember when he told me that they were like, actually making it and stuff. And he's like, I really want to get you guys some stuff. He's like, I know that it's quarantine and nobody's around. And I'm like, I know. So I've been just like, but you're meeting up with them. I can't. I'm so shocked.
I know. I mean, I'm going to be outside, obviously, like right in front of the bagel store. I am a little nervous though, because as we were saying on our group text, my area and Wes's area, we are smack in the middle of a red zone. I don't know if you want to explain what's going on, what Governor Cuomo just posted to his Twitter, but there's a lot of reclosures happening in New York City because of the rise in COVID cases.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that. It's the whole thing is just silly. It's getting out of control. It really is.
How has it been by you guys? I mean, in your red zones, what's going on there? Like, people out, like how is this becoming a red zone? Tell me everything. I'm dying to know.
Well,
Who are you asking?
Both of yous.
Oh.
both of yous, because
It's
we're
like two of
not
us.
in the red zone. So
I can only tell you from a personal experience that I find that every couple of people I run into, they seem to have this stance that they're either immune to COVID or they just don't care. And that extends to their attitude toward protecting others. So here's the thing. I actually was in the elevator with Dr. Nebraska. This was maybe 2 weeks ago. And we're both wearing our masks. There's signs everywhere in our building that you have to wear a mask in public spaces. You have to socially distance. Fine. We always follow the rules because we don't want to get we don't want to get the Rona.
absolutely not.
We're on the 6th floor. We're coming down the 4th floor. It stops and a man and a woman get on the elevator and the man is not wearing a mask. Eric is so polite. You could tell he was very bothered by this, but I said something to him. I said, sir, I'm so sorry, but you need to wear a mask, especially in the elevator. And he's like, it's fine. You're wearing a mask.
Yeah, that's how
He
people
got
are.
mad at you?
He said, it's fine. You're wearing a mask. Let me tell you, I'm wearing a mask to protect you, bud.
Yeah.
I don't need, that's so messed up. You can't wear a mask in the elevator. I don't even know what to say.
Wow.
So I obviously wrote a letter to management about it because it's like, how disrespectful are you going to be in public spaces? If you live in an apartment building, you have to abide by the rules set by the building.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, New York State.
Yep.
And this is why I believe that we have a rise in cases, because we have people like this gentleman that just are just like,
I don't even know why you're calling him a gentleman when he's not being gentle about anything right now.
The woman did have a mask on that he was with. She seemed very apologetic, so. But still, my blood was
She
boiling
probably
up.
just met him on Tinder or something, and she was embarrassed already.
No, they were an older couple.
Listen, Tinder doesn't discriminate.
But it's not only
now they're going to be putting some new restrictions on different businesses.
Yeah.
And I don't know that religious practices are going to be considered essential. I mean,
well, he already talked about shutting them down. Only 10 people.
or 25% capacity, I believe. I forgot what it was. I had to look it up.
I saw that. It's like 10 people, and then another size is maybe about 25 people, but it's very, very small.
Didn't they have a protest last night or something? Or they were burning masks?
I got a notification on Citizen about that, on my
Yeah.
Citizen app, that there was a protest.
I was like,
because of it.
wow.
Wow.
You're protesting because you're not following the rules? I don't understand. Like,
If
they're
anyone
there
can
for your
protest over
safety.
anything, it's over anything at this point. People are looking for any reason to
The
keep
whole
spreading it.
The whole zip code thing was funny too. It's like, oh, we're going to shut down by zip code. Okay, well, across the street is a different fucking zip code. It's like you're going to have one side closed and the other side open. It made no fucking sense.
You know, it's really wild. Like across the street where
Wendy's
Austin
wild.
Street is.
I know.
Wow.
Across the street by Austin Street, where it's usually very packed. At least most people wear masks. They're orange over there, but right where my apartment building is, and I'll show you the map, we're in the red.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm getting to the point where I will say something to people who I see are not, you know, following the rules in a public space, because it affects me. It affects our community. It affects the children that are walking by. Nobody needs that person who's going to
It's getting annoying. It really is.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
look, the
now we got to
cases
go
are
through this
going
shit
up.
again.
Yeah, I feel like we're heading towards another full shutdown, to be honest.
Yep. I agree. My cousin told me yesterday that her son goes to school in Massapequa, Long Island, and they had to shut down the school because someone in her son's class has COVID. And now my other friend told me that their school in, I think it was Center Reach or something, they closed down. And there was somebody else on Long Island they had to shut down also. So I think, honestly, it's just going to get worse. I was talking to my friend today, and he was like, it's going to get colder out. Everyone's going to be inside. They're probably going to go 100% virtual again, just like they did in March and April.
Yeah,
And
one of
until
my
we
friends.
have a vaccine.
Yeah, one of my friends just reached out to me yesterday. Her daughter's teacher has COVID, so they had to actually cancel the entire class, and now she's freaking out because she's afraid maybe her kid might have it, and they have to wait to get tested because it doesn't. You could be in that incubation period, and you could get a test right now, and it can come up negative. So she's freaking out, and then she tells me last night, she goes, "My throat's been bothering me. I couldn't sleep well." I was like, "You're stressing out right now. Just chill," because you know what happens. Somebody has COVID, all of a sudden you're like, "My throat. Oh my God, I'm getting sweats."
Yeah.
Like you
That
just
used
start
to be
like
me every
freaking
time
out.
I had to leave the apartment building. I was like, my back hurts. I can't breathe.
Every time Adriana leaves, she thinks she has a fever. So she's like, "Oh, I can't go."
That's
Eric
how I
has
always
to take his temperature every single day before he heads to the university.
That's why I try not to go out often, because I'm afraid anybody I may encounter, like, what if I just walked through COVID? Now all of a sudden I'm like, why is my throat so itchy? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have allergies, but it might be COVID. It's like you get all worked up.
I know.
Listen.
Last weekend I worked a show and for Anthony Rodia, and a lot of people were there. It was like 234 people. It was outside. And I obviously was doing all the meet and greets and everything. And they're like, "Oh, can we take our mask off to take a picture?" And I'm like, some people took them off and some people kept them on.
I would have a rule where it's like, sorry, mask
Poor
on.
Anthony. Like, why expose him to your germs?
Right. I said, I'm like, you got to be careful, bro. So it's a real big concern, obviously, for entertainers and everything. Like, no one should be doing meet and greets. No one should be out there around 234 people.
No.
But honestly, a lot of them wore a mask, which was great. I was like, make sure no one's breathing. Smile, but don't breathe.
Oh my God.
Put that mask back on, But
wow.
and
It makes me really nervous.
yeah. I've been very tired lately, and I'm hoping that it's just because I've been working a lot, but
Or drinking a lot.
It's not the Rona.
Yeah.
last
no.
night I went out and I went out for one of my friend's birthdays, and I was the DJ at the restaurant. Okay. And so no joke, I was playing all 90s music, hip hop, R&B, blah, blah. And I got up and I was dancing and everything. And then I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, I am so tired. I got home at 1 a.m.
Well, that's why.
Oh my gosh.
And my friends were like, Danielle, you were in your element. I'm like, I haven't fucking danced in God knows how long. I need to like get it. They're like, why don't you just play the music in your apartment? I'm like, the poor guy that's downstairs from me is going to hear my big feet stomping on the ceiling. Like, what am I going to do? Dance, everybody dance now and like shake the whole building, you know?
Well, you know what?
I would
Why don't you
like
just come
to hear that.
You should just come dance here because the people downstairs from me seem to fight constantly that I wouldn't mind them having like some tap dance sounding coming from up here.
All right,
Wow.
I'm coming over.
What's your DJ name?
They wake me up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with their arguments. So you might as well wake them up with your dancing. I'm all for it.
Asha, I think you should do that. Everybody dance now. And just start stomping.
Oh my good. If I had a surround sound speaker system in here, trust me, I would be blasting that shit nonstop.
I would face my speakers down.
My friend has that problem with the people below her, and she says she uses a broom and she just like, smacks on the floor.
I've used my kettlebell. I'm like, goom, goom, goom.
Yeah, I have the problem above us. Above us is it's a problem. It's so annoying.
Apartment living. It's
right.
so
So stupid.
Wes, to answer your question, I'm DJ Double D.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
DJ Double D. Wait, so you're Triple D?
What?
Oh yeah, Triple D.
You're
Yeah,
Triple D now.
DDD.
What? You grew?
There's 3 D's in it. No, 3
She's
D's in her
DJ
DJ
Triple
name.
D.
DJ.
DJ Double D. So that would make her Triple D.
Triple D's in the house.
True.
Or D cubed.
D cubed. I like that one.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
how do you, go ahead.
No. So I was with my sister recently, and we're both ordained ministers, so we can marry people. So I was like, oh my God, we could be like the 5 L's. And she's like, what do you mean 5 L's? I'm like, because I have 5 L's in my name. I was like, oh, wait. I'm like, you have an L, and then, you have 3 other L's. So we would have to be 8 L's, We were going to name it like 8 L's Ministry. I don't know.
You're getting me really confused.
I know. So she's like, no, Danielle, no, you can do your own thing. I'm like, she's like, I'm only going to marry gay couples because my sister's gay. I'm like, but I want to marry gay couples too. And she's like, well, too bad. I'm fucking doing it. I'm like, you bitch. Okay.
She called dibs.
But I want to marry gay people. I want to marry everybody.
There's been a lot of gay people I've wanted to marry in the past too.
Oh my god!
But I didn't know they were gay at the time.
Wait, but can you marry a solo person to themselves?
Why, you gonna marry yourself?
At this point, why not?
Well, people are like marrying objects and stuff.
I don't want to marry an object.
Like the Eiffel Tower lady, you heard about her? You married the Eiffel Tower. Her last name is Eiffel.
Oh gosh!
Wouldn't it be Tower?
Yeah, right? Why wouldn't it be Tower?
Tower. What's her last name?
So what happens when everybody else is all up in that tower? Then basically the tower's cheating on her?
Yeah, I guess so.
So how do you guys think NYC is handling all this mess?
Who?
You know what's so funny? Actually, here in the city, thank goodness we're not having that much of a problem, or so I don't think at the moment. I mean, we're not a red zone or anything, but I will say I'm waiting for that to happen because everybody that I see walking around, a lot of people don't really wear their masks. Some do, some don't. It's that 50-50 thing. I was just in Times Square before, and you have people walking around,
Wait,
yes, masks on.
You going to get Krispy Kreme?
No.
Again?
I saw that.
By the way, you guys have to go check out that place. It's their new flagship. 24 hours. It's open 24 hours, and it's got the best thing about it is that glazed fountain that they have in there.
Don't they have the light? Aren't they known for the light, like when it's on their fresh donuts?
Yep.
That's Krispy Kreme.
No, is it? I don't see a light in there.
Yeah, well, on Long Island and Levittown, they used to have one, or East Meadow.
I remember, yes, they did have a whole little
and
setup.
the light would be on when they were making the fresh donuts.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, turning the light, meaning, okay, I thought you meant they were sitting under a light.
Have you guys ever had the apple cider donuts?
Yeah.
Those are
I'm obsessed.
Not from there.
Not from there,
good.
but apple
No,
cider.
just in general.
Yeah.
I want to make my own. I think I'm going to
Yeah, me too. Astra, so the funniest thing happened. So Astra tells me about this amazing recipe. It's 2 ingredients. So one is Why don't you give the recipe, and then I'm going to tell you what happened at the store.
Oh boy. Okay,
yeah.
so Wendy and I were talking the other day, and I had suggested to her, since she's been into that whole baking mood, that maybe she should bake one of my favorite things, which are pumpkin muffins, especially since everybody's into the whole pumpkin, season right now. But it only has 2 ingredients. So she was like, "What do you mean 2 ingredients? Impossible." I'm like, "I swear to God." So all you really need is a can of pumpkin, the pumpkin puree, and then you just need a box of spice cake mix. And then you mix the 2 together and you bake it. And you get your pumpkin muffins.
So no egg, no oil, nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. But they are so good.
I could not find the Betty Crocker spice cake mix anywhere, but I was
have it at Target, I believe.
Okay, I gotta go to Target next time I go out in my little red zone area. But
they have an abundance of that. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Nebraska and I went to Food Town because we needed emergency lactate yogurt. Sorry, no, Siggy's lactose-free yogurt. It's like the only store in the neighborhood that has it. But while we were there, we were like, let's go look for the Betty Crocker. And while we're looking and going like this, a vanilla cake, chocolate cake, we hear Astra's voice come on over the loudspeaker.
What?
They were listening to KTU. This was on Saturday, I think it was.
No
and
way.
there she was while we're looking for the cake to make her recipe. But it ended up being a fail. But I thought it was just very ironic that we're like going like this and all she's just like 103.5 KTU on a throwback weekend. And I'm like,
that's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Wait, where was it? I'll shout them out next weekend.
It was Food Town on Queens Boulevard.
Oh my, I gotta give them a shout out.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was just like, what are the chances? We're like listening to Astra while we're getting ingredients for Astra's recipe.
Yeah, there's a Vietnamese restaurant by us that has KTU on all the time also. I don't remember the name though.
Oh, I was going to say what's the name
I would love to just shout out everybody that has it on. Like there are times people will hit me up and they're like, "Oh my God, you're on in such and such spot." I'm like, "Tell me where." And I like to shout them out because then they're like, "Oh, you just mentioned us." Like, when it's like a surprise, they never know. And they're like, "Oh my God, that's us."
I feel like all the Dunkin' Donuts on Long Island are listening.
Really?
All the Dunkin' so all the Dunkins, because we have a partnership with Dunkin', they 9 times out of 10 they'll have the iHeartRadio app on or an iHeartRadio station, but they also have Dunkin' Radio. So some of them have Dunkin' Radio on and some of them have iHeartRadio on. So
I just find that most of them have KTU on. I mean, this is like pre-COVID, but every time I walked into a Dunkin', they always seem to have KTU on.
Yeah. Or Light FM.
Yeah, or Light.
Light FM is always on at my supermarket because I'll always hear like Helen Little or I'll hear
or Rich.
Yeah, I'll hear Rich. Yeah, always. I'll hear one of them. Either one of them. Once I heard a commercial from Cubby that was about.
It's
ever just shout out in the aisle. I know. That's what I did in Food Town the other day. Just kidding.
That's awesome. So wait, so the moral of the story is you did not get a chance to get the spice cake mix.
No, I did not. I failed. But I'm not giving up because there still
now
is
we need to look for
Target.
it. I need to look for it in Target.
So good. It is so good. I actually just made brownies yesterday. How about that? I made brownies yesterday because I was having that craving. Like I just was craving sweets. So I had brownie mix here and I'm like, now's the time to make it.
So I have to go out and I'm going to meet Maggie in a little while, but I also need to get wrapping paper because I have all these boxes here I would show you for gifts.
Well, do you want to take some of my brownies for the gifts? Because that's the one thing I hate about making all these brownies is because I don't want to eat all of them. So I'll end up either throwing them out or finding people to give them to because I can't have them sitting here. I will be like 500 pounds.
Oh my God.
I'll eat some. I love brownies.
Oh, they're
me
so
too.
good. I made the funfetti ones too.
Ooh, mail them along.
Hey, Wes.
Yep.
I miss you.
Miss you too. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
What, you haven't seen each other in a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wes, I haven't seen you in a much longer time.
Well, I have to bring something by to you, so I need to stop by.
Me too, right?
Look
Everyone.
at Wes seeing all of us.
All of you.
You know,
I went to see was it Gina, well, former coworker Gina, over in
Gina Petro. You
Gina
told
Petro,
him.
yeah, all the way in Pennsylvania. She's good.
Did
She's
you
happy.
love the brewery?
No, it's really good. We had there was like a blueberry beer or something.
Ooh,
it was really good.
She told me that.
Yeah, she posted it. That's how I knew she was working there. So I went out
Mm.
there to visit her, and we went to we did an indoor dining in Brooklyn last night.
How was
Where
it?
did you go?
Wait, were you in a red zone?
No,
Thank
well,
goodness.
it doesn't matter anyway. The red zone, it's not closed down yet. But
Oh, why
But
would
you
you
took-
want to
Wait, Wes, you
It
took your
wasn't.
red zone to the indoor dining? Shame, shame.
But it was weird because that's the first time I did the NYC indoor, and you have to get your temperature checked. You got to write
Yeah.
your name and phone number. I was like, oh shit, that's right. I forgot about this.
They ask you, have you been out of the country the last 14 days? Do you feel like you're sick? Do you have a dry cough? Do you have a fever?
Okay, since you're talking about that, I don't know if you would see it, Danielle, but Adriana brought it up, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't catch it. Those NYC commercials with I guess the figurines, whatever, saying, mentioning about COVID.
Yeah.
If you have COVID, stay home. Only go out for essentials.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you
ever
go out
catch
for
it?
essentials if you
Only
have
go
COVID?
out for the NYC official commercial. Only go out for essentials. But when you go to those essential places, what did all the signs on the door say?
Wear a mask.
No,
If you
do
don't
not
feel
come
good-
in if you
Oh,
have any
right.
symptoms, if you have
Right.
COVID, if you have a fever. So
Right.
NYC is telling you it's okay to go to these places.
Oh.
NYC has all these establishments putting signs on the door saying not to come into these establishments.
I have not seen
Ah.
that. As far as I know, you should really only be leaving your apartment or home if you absolutely have to seek medical attention.
Yes, that's what it
Right.
says. Medical to get a
Medical
COVID
attention.
test.
But you can
To get a
have
COVID
things
test or
or you can
essentials.
have a friend or maybe even your superintendent or a neighbor, even a service drop off food and
Yes.
essentials for you if you need.
Right.
Yes, so it's misleading.
Yeah.
So once you see that commercial, you can be like,
I know.
oh shit, that's right. I didn't even
I
think about
request
that.
clearer signage, please.
Oh man.
But that's the world we're living in. And it's
So
like,
how
oh,
long
yeah.
do you think your red zones are going to be shut down for now? Are they saying at least 14 days or they're thinking 21? What did they say?
I think it was 2 weeks, right? I don't even know. But
So
people are
everybody's got a quarantine? Is that what they're doing?
no, you don't have to
just the
quarantine.
non-essential businesses are being reclosed and school is going back to remote learning.
But then I heard reporters talking about like, oh, everyone's confused about the zones. They don't understand it. I'm like,
I mean,
it's
it
pretty
shows
clear.
the street. Yeah, it's very clear.
It's
You
very
can see,
clear. So what is confusing?
Yeah.
We've gone through it before. Now you're going through it again. You're closed. That's it.
Yeah.
I think the small businesses or just businesses in general are worried about the impact it's going to have.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but I feel like if everybody to begin with followed the rules, we could have got this under better control. That's
Oh,
just
I
my
if
personal opinion.
NYC would have
I
enforced
agree.
it better. NYC did not do well on enforcing
There's
it.
just some people out there. Yeah, that's the thing is you start saying you're going to get fined, you're going to get a ticket. Maybe people will actually listen. You have people that are writing parking tickets and
Yeah.
like you're there at the meter 5 minutes after you should be, you get a ticket. Have those people
Get COVID tickets.
give COVID tickets. The city needs money.
Yeah.
They
is a
said they haven't
perfect
given
way-
out any summonses. None.
They should be because that's a perfect way for the city to raise some money, but also keep this shit under control.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
you know,
they need
people
they
are
need
like,
to
you
instill
have
that
these-
unit. They need to bring in a COVID unit of just
Yeah.
ticket writers for COVID.
Yeah, and you
Well,
have
that's what
like
they
a
were
lot
doing.
of entitled people that are just like, oh, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to do that. I don't want to
That's
do
what
this.
the governor
But you know
was doing that
That's-
with state
That's
police.
New Yorkers. New Yorkers never want to do anything that they're told to do. Let's be
Right.
honest.
I
Oh,
know.
it's against their rights. I mean, come on, just deal with
Listen.
the shit. Just do it. It's
It's
so
like
why we
jury
stupid.
duty. Would you be like, I don't want to do jury duty? Nobody wants to do jury duty, but you go.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
your civic
That's a
duty.
great
It's the
example.
same fucking thing.
Yeah.
True. I didn't even think about that.
Speaking
And,
of,
and isn't it if you don't go to jury duty, don't they summons you for like an arrest or something anyway?
yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
there's a warrant. I think they put a warrant out for your arrest.
Right.
Oh, God.
So there's got to be some sort of like rules that
Right,
they can
Wesley.
instill.
Yeah, my friend, when I wrote the letter to our management company about the mask man in the elevator, she's like, what are they going to do to enforce it? Write another memo?
It's
So he
true.
doesn't-
Right.
It's
What are they gonna
pointless.
If
It
once
really
we
is
have people
pointless.
enforcing these rules, we can get this shit under control, at least until there's a vaccine.
I mean, we only
So-
have those memos
Mhm.
hanging up in front of our elevators that are like, please wear a mask. But I mean, you can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do.
It's
So think-
in my
Mhm.
building. It says Management kindly requests you to wear a mask in the building.
And we both said fuck it when we were there.
Yeah, I know. Usually I obey by the
Wendy
law.
would not be in that elevator with you guys, that's for sure.
And you know, when you're already in the elevator, that's the other thing. When you're already in there, and then somebody comes in there to join you, and then they're not wearing a mask. Like, how ballsy can you be?
If people are in there, yeah.
I
If
can't even
people
get
are
off
in there,
at this
I'd wear
point.
it. If people were in there, I would wear it. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't do that.
And you know, I actually ran into a delivery man today when I ran downstairs to get the mail. He was delivering food, and I had a mask on. He had a mask on, and I opened the door to get in the elevator. And he's like, oh, like I motioned to him like I was holding the door, and he's like, oh, it's okay. Like he asked if it was okay for him to get in with me, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. He's masked, I'm masked. It's cool. But I really appreciated that he, you know,
asked. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Last night when we were out to dinner with a couple of my friends who I've only really been spending time with, like, so we're all working from home, and you know, this UPS guy comes in, he goes behind the bar, grabs a drink, delivers the the boxes, and then he leaves. It was so funny. Like, oh, I guess, you know, you can get a drink to go, but you know, it's everyone's dealing with this in their own way. But he wore a mask. Everybody was wearing a mask, so you know, but in Long Island, indoor dining is
hey, as long as you're not negatively affecting other people around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dining everywhere else seems to be okay. I mean, New York is fine also. It's other stupid things going on. It has nothing to do with the dining.
We have less than a minute left, guys. It's gonna cut, so we'll come back.
Oh my gosh!
But I have to go.
Oh, you do?
He's gotta go. So should we cheers?
Where are you going? Picking up Adriana?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll end it here.
Yeah.
Oh, Wesley, I love you.
You guys can continue if you want.
I love you guys.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Until then.
Cheers with my seltzer.
Oh, you can reach us at Tales Over Cocktails on Instagram.
Tails OC on Twitter.
There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.